running in the...
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
How's everybody doing? Boom, boom, boom. I see all red X's. I'm gonna skip saying personally hello to everybody because as I see, we have 335 people in here. So everybody who is joining and watching us today from wherever you are in the world, a warm welcome to everybody. And let's not waste time today. Say hello to my friends Dave and Dawn. Dawn, as
G'day,
you know,
and I think somebody is running YouTube in the background because there's an echo.
Dawn, do you have YouTube on in the background?
I closed it.
Okay, thank you. It's echoing.
Thank you. Yep.
So everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. The time has come. Everybody waited so patiently. Thank you for that. I was still preparing some stuff because I've been working today. And to be honest with you, I fell asleep for a few hours. So I'm really, really sorry. But yeah, everything is prepared and we're good to go. Don, as you all know, he enhanced footage for us. He is working with special software used by law enforcement. And yeah, there are some things we gotta show you and some things we cannot show you, but we're gonna tell you about it during the process. So Dave, do you have anything to say before we start?
Well, I'd like to thank everyone for being here. I'd also like to actually I might get in trouble by TJ for this, but I actually want to thank AD and Bubbles for promoting this live stream today. I think it was very nice of them to actually do it since they don't promote anyone. Thank you, AD and Bubbles, for promoting people to come over here and watch this live stream. We appreciate you all being here, very much so. The other thing I want to quickly say is a massive thank you to Don Joe. Don has enhanced footage for us today that you're all going to see that is going to blow your minds. Sorry, and it'll even blow off Tammy Lee's ugly hamburger cardigan.
No, we don't name anyone. She's Miss Cardigan from now on.
Okay, Miss Cardigan from now on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and there's also Don is working
Thank
on
you,
some
Maria.
audio.
Love you too.
Don is working on some audio for me to actually present on my channel sometime in the coming hours. So I want to just say a massive thank you to Don for doing that for us. And it'll be something that you'll all want to hear, definitely. And welcome, Don, and to your first ever live stream.
Thank you for inviting me.
No problem at all. Glad to have you here. Even though if we're really pretty much arguing in the background, you guys, we gotta say that as well.
Which we do. We've been doing it for the last 2 hours. I've been up since 10 to 5, and there has been a lot of back and forth between the three of us.
Mm-hmm. But in the end, we're all on the same page.
Definitely.
And, I'm so glad that Don sent me that message back then, and I'm so glad I did not block him from my channel. He challenged me quite a bit, but yeah, everything turned out very good, and I'm glad I have him.
Oh my, very.
Yeah. So, want to get right into this? I gotta turn my camera off for.
We will turn off ours. I will turn off mine.
Wi-Fi reasons. Yeah, unity and peace amongst the creators. Hallelujah. Yes, I'm not a person who goes against anyone. Just because my opinions differ does not mean I don't like or I dislike somebody. Everybody is entitled to their opinion. So we just move on. I love it when we can discuss different opinions. But that doesn't mean, like I said, we are arguing or, I don't like a certain creator. Thank you, Casey. Thank you, Miranda. Okay, to get right into this, as always, as usual, it's not a big presentation, but I think you guys will get what we're trying to say. I'm gonna share my screen with you. Somebody still has YouTube on. I hear myself talking.
Either there's 2 StreamYards open or there's YouTube is open somewhere on someone's phone, possibly, or it's on there.
I have nothing open. Everything is closed.
All I've got is Messenger and StreamYard. That's it.
Don, do you have anything?
No, only StreamYard.
Okay. Can you do me a favor, Don, and mute yourself for a second? And then when you want to say something, just unmute yourself. Oh, there you go. The echo is gone.
Yep, it's gone.
Alrighty. Let's get into this. There you go. All right. First of all, of course, the disclaimer. What you're about to see is part of the evidence we have submitted to various law enforcement agencies. The software we have used to enhance video footage is usually used by law enforcement forensic technicians. Everyone except Weld County, obviously. So after several law enforcement technicians had reviewed the enhanced footage, we were advised that the evidence is admissible in a court of law. So let's get right into this. The time has come. The time has come for answers. The time has come to move forward with that case. It's been dragging on way too long, and something's got to happen. Before we get into the real good stuff, I want to explain something about Nate's camera. As you can see here, it's taken from the body cam footage. I stopped showing Nate's footage on my channel because I always get like flagged and get these claims, these false claims for whatever reason. So what I'll be using is screenshots only. So this is here, you can see here his camera hanging right on the side of his house. Nate's camera, the system, as I explained before in my previous videos, Nate's camera is Xfinity, formerly known as Comcast. It's a motion-based recording system. Every time a motion is detected, the camera sends those motion events to the system for quick access using a timestamp of when a motion occurred. As you can see here on the left, this is just an example. It says at 11:25:20 seconds, a motion was detected. And so he has all these little shots where a motion was detected. So then another thing I previously explained in some other live streams was people were saying Nate moved his camera. That is not the case. I personally spoke with Xfinity, and the camera that is being used is based on a rotating lens. That means the lens is rotating, but not the camera. Okay, that's just a side. Then there are two devices where footage is stored. That's once in the cloud. A cloud stores 24/7 recordings on their server. So it's like when you have, the iPhone cloud or Google Cloud or something like that. So you don't have to use all your data on your device. It stores footage in a cloud or pictures or whatever you want to store. Nate's camera does record 24/7. The 24/7 recordings are stored in the cloud. It can be reviewed by Nate or anyone else at any time. And the data in the cloud overwrites within 7 days. Then you have the Xfinity Motion dashboard that stores motion events on the device. It comes up in 3-minute clips, and it overlaps 15 seconds of each clip to not lose data from a previous clip. That's the reason we have clips of the length of 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Data can be pulled at any time before overwriting. Data does not need to be requested. So Nate, in this case, does not have to call Xfinity or Comcast and tell them, I want my data, please send them to me. He has everything stored. As you can see here, this is a snippet of the discovery. By the time law enforcement executed a warrant to obtain the footage, Nate had already downloaded all the footage to his computer. And that was like almost 2 months after the event, right? So on the 1st of October, I served a court order for production of records to Comcast Xfinity, requesting any and all surveillance recordings captured by Nate. I can never spell his last name, so I just leave it. Home security system. Nate's home is located directly east, next door of the Watts residence. Having not yet received the recordings from Comcast by the 24th of October, I contacted Nate via telephone regarding the surveillance video clips retained to his personal computer. So here you see Nate already pulled all the data to his personal computer, right? Because this is why they are able to see everything, not only the 3-minute motion clips. Nate agreed to provide me a copy of the video clips and uploaded them to a flash drive I provided. It should be noted that prior to contacting Nate, I learned there were several more video clips retained by him that were not obtained previously. So what they basically did is they have the body cam footage, right? Where Officer Coonrod, or Sergeant Coonrod now, reviews the footage. And Nate, at some other, by the 24th of October, Nate lets them know there is more footage they have not seen. So at approximately 16:30 hours, I met with Nate and his wife, Aletha, at their residence and provided them a flash drive. As Aletha was dubbed the more technical savvy of the two, she agreed to upload the video to the flash drive while I waited and spoke with Nathan. While speaking with Nathan, I learned he had observed Watts walk out his side gate and leave their, Watts' white Lexus that was parked down the street from his residence. Nathan said Watts did this when Shanann was visiting family in North Carolina. I asked Nathan if he had provided this information in a previous interview with an officer or agent, to which he replied he had not. I asked Nathan if he was willing to be interviewed at the Frederick Police Department and have it recorded. He said he was, and we agreed to meet on the 31st of October at 14:00 hours. With the flash drive containing the video clips, I returned to the police department and uploaded them to my digital case file. I also provided the drive to evidence supervisor, Amanda Purcell, for the purposes of uploading and transfer to the Well DA's office. Subsequently, I entered the flash drive into evidence via locker number 4, nothing further, Detective Dave Baumhofer. So here you see, guys, they obtained all the footage when he already agreed to take the plea agreement, right? So this lets me to believe that nobody ever saw this footage. I mean, they did do sneak peeks. Yeah, like we know Dave Baumhofer stating the footage cut off after 10 minutes and stuff like that. But actually, no technician really ever looked into that footage.
If I can just say something just quickly, what people need to realize is if Nate did not download this within that 7-day period and put it on a flash drive or have it on his computer, the evidence would be gone forever and they would not have all of the evidence. Okay, let's remember that, because when they came that search warrant in October for the actual information from Nate and from Xfinity, they would never, ever have received it because it would have expired and been overwritten after 7 days. So Nate had the footage all along.
They never got anything from Comcast or Xfinity.
Correct.
That's why they drafted the search warrant or the warrant. Okay. Is that all, Dave?
That's all. Thank you.
Okay. So, Chapter 2. Authentication process of Nate's surveillance footage using algorithm motion detection filter. And this is where I need Don now to come on to explain to us, before I'll be showing the footage, what he did to authenticate Nate's footage.
Okay. The first thing I did was to verify that the footage has been not tampered with, meaning that nothing was deleted and nothing was added from into the footage. The process of authentication is vital. In this movie you are about to watch, I have applied a motion detection filter. The filter is similar to what a motion detection software in a CCTV surveillance system is seeing. When a pixel is changing its status, meaning brightness and color, the pixel is turning red. This filter is helping me to observe any strange motion of the pixel in comparison to the original footage.
So what I've done, oh, sorry.
No, please, you can play it.
Okay, so this is the original footage, and Dawn added some black bar right here. So this is so you guys can see what footage that's been tampered with actually looks like. Okay, so I'm gonna blow that up a little bit. So this is added by Dawn, just so you have a comparison of how this actually looks like. It's 3 minutes, 15 seconds, I believe. You see that? This is the motion on his headlights. And if that footage would have been tampered with, you would see all these little black cutouts. Like I said, this was added by Dawn. Algorithm is also using dust particles. So you can actually see by comparing the dust. Is that right, Dawn?
Something similar. I mean, the pixels that are turning red, they are not shut down immediately after motion is not present anymore. But the general effect is the one that I described before and is similar to what you said.
Right. Okay. So it would look like this when footage was tampered with. So you see black dots or cuts or everything like that. So now we're getting into the real footage. Gonna make that bigger. That's the original footage, the motion detection algorithm filter. Person walking out of the garage. You can even see in that footage when the wind is blowing through the leaves and bushes, it gives you also these little red pixels. It's movement.
Someone just commented that the red car is actually red because of the red pixels. That's funny. That's actually quite funny.
Mm-hmm. Now he's walking into the garage.
He just went in.
Mm-hmm. So with this footage, you see every movement. You can see who was there, how many persons, what did they do at a certain time. What also Dawn did for us was extracting the raw footage and puts it in a timeline. And unfortunately, we cannot show the original enhanced one because you will see persons that you don't think were there, probably. And we're not allowed to say anything about that yet. But you basically see everything. And I'm going to show you in a second.
May I add something?
Yes.
As a conclusion, after I watched very carefully all 16 files of footage, the motion detection filter didn't show any attempt of altering the content. As an aside note, the content is our least worry because Tanya explained to you with what we discovered, the proof that Nate had everything recorded from the last 7 days nonstop.
Exactly. So Nate has everything.
He even has all the daytime footage that they never that we didn't get at all,
No.
anybody. And he also has footage, I would imagine, of when Shanann's family was away in North Carolina. And he would also have all of that footage. He would have so much footage stored on his computer or his hard drives that if they actually ever so wished to have a search warrant given to Nate, I believe that they would actually be able to obtain a lot of information.
Yes, exactly. So the conclusion after reviewing, Nate's footage is authentic and has not been tampered with. The thing is, they only ask for certain timestamps. So they did not ask him, give us the footage from Friday 10 p.m. They asked him, give us the footage from 5:15, from 5:18, and from 1:48. And this is all they have asked for, and this is what they got. But Nate has everything, 24/7 recording stored on his computer. I don't know if they have it by now, but we certainly have not seen it. Then what Don also did, he did a whole timeline, like I said before, the raw footage starting at 5:15. So everything we put into data, like the geotab, the movements, all that stuff is lines up with Nate's footage. Okay, so you guys can be sure Nate's footage is authentic and has not been tampered with. It's not cut, it's not edited, nothing like that. Okay? So, we're getting to chapter 3, the shadows. As we all know, the story that's been out there is that, or according to his confession, he picked up Bella in the footage. And this is what we actually got. Make up your own mind, guys. None of us is going to say or to state their opinion. We gotta be really objective on that. So not taking any sides. Yeah, just let's watch the footage. And Don, this is 600 times enhanced, right? Or what?
Exactly. Yes.
It's cleared up 600%. It's only like 3 or 4 seconds. So look very closely, you guys. Again. As you can see, like after 2 seconds, the shadow coming towards him and Chris Watts' shadow at some point merging together. Okay, I'm gonna give you a close-up on that. You see at some point the shadows, he walks this way, the shadow is walking this way, and they're merging together. Here. Gone. What he does after picking up, I say an object, because we don't know what he actually picked up. This is for law enforcement to decide after they reviewed the footage with their technicians. What he does after that is also recorded. He goes straight towards his headlights, goes around the truck, does not open any doors. Okay, just keep that in mind, you guys. Then Dawn also enhanced frames of that video clip. So these are frames of the actual recording. You can see here the shadow appears, comes further out, comes further out, is out. The whole object is outside now. And here it starts where CW's walking towards. Here's where it starts, the two shadows merging together. As you can see here as well. So this is the object. And this little thingy here, this little corner, is actually CW walking towards. And both shadows are merging together. So this is the object, and this is CW's shadow. This is the object, and this is CW's shadow. So the object's shadow is a little bit darker, and you can see him walking towards, and it merges together. Yes, Don?
I would like to add that the only sources of light are those three lamps on the front of the garage, placed at about 2.5 meters.
Mm-hmm. Yes, so the light source in the garage would have been actually too small to cast a shadow like this, right? I don't know, you guys. I have some screenshots for you. Like I said, make up your own mind. Keep in mind the shape of the shadow. And this is what shape of a human being or a dog looks like. The shadows, no matter if it's a person, an adult or a child, it always has a head, legs, arms. As you can see here, head, legs, arms, head, legs, arms. This is just for fun. Shadow of a dachshund. Shadow.
A dachshund.
Yeah. Dachshund. Yeah, this is what a shadow of a dog would look like. Just for comparison, this is the shadow of the object you see. I don't want to say so much, but you don't see a head, you don't see legs, you don't see arms, you don't see any of of these things?
A normal thing for a child to do would be to put their arms out to be picked up.
Yes,
It
reach
would
out.
just be, it would just be a normal reaction, and you actually don't see that in the shadow. That but we don't know. We only see something move towards Chris. That's all we see. Okay, so as I said, we cannot cast an opinion on what it actually is, that object, but by showing you the other shadows. But we don't know, we don't have the same light source, as Dom was telling us in private. We don't have the same, there's a lot of similarities we don't get with showing the shadows of, daylight shadows, etc. We don't have the same light source, and we're viewing it all from a different angle. So it's very difficult to actually determine exactly what it is that's moving towards Chris.
And Chris's shadow is lighter because he has the light source in front of him. And we actually see him basically merging with that shadow, but we don't see any arms, any head, nothing. So that's just for you guys to, I mean, you can all Google that, right? Just put shadow of a small child or shadow of a dog or small dog or whatever, because people were undecided. Is it Dieter or is it a child? I honestly cannot tell you what it is. To me, it doesn't look like a person, but that's for the law enforcement technicians now to decide.
Can I ask you quickly, can you just go back and show the footage again of the child being picked up? I just want to actually look at one thing in particular, please, if you don't, and zoom in as much as you can, please. That would be great. Okay, so we're going to see, right there is perfect. I want to see what happens after Chris picks up the child. I want to see if you see another shadow appear near the wheel. If you can please have it.
You don't, because in this footage, it doesn't go that long. It's only 4 seconds.
No. It's just after he picks it up. It's just after he picks it up. Now, I saw it in this footage, what I saw.
Okay, go. That's it.
Play it again, please, just one more time. No, it's okay. Somebody suggested maybe something was rolled towards Chris. As opposed to it walking. It might have been, like rolled towards him on something. But I don't know. I just wanted to just while the person's here in chat, that was all.
Yeah, could be a possibility, definitely. I mean, anything is possible. So it's for law enforcement technicians to decide. Then we have chapter 4, dragging a body. So many people say they seeing Chris Watts dragging a body. We have also footage of that. You guys just, make up your own mind. To me personally, he's moving way too quick for that heavy weight. But yeah, I mean, opinions differ. So watch this. Again, it's only 4 seconds long. And with this footage also, you could say something's coming towards him and he picks it up, right? It's basically the same thing he does when we think he picks up a child. Watch again. Right? You could think that he does pick something else up and not walking backwards at all. To me, it looks like he walks out of the garage, sees something on the floor, bends down, picks it up, and walks. This is how that looks like to me. coming out, pick something up. In my opinion, I mean, this is for other people to decide, but in my opinion, he's moving way too quick for dragging a body.
If it was a body, this is my question, there would be a sheet overlay and you would actually see the sheet itself under the car.
Yeah.
Because apparently she was wrapped in a sheet, everyone. Let's remember that, and dragged down the stairs where there was no bruising on her body whatsoever. And she was dragged along the concrete right here where there were no drag and scratch marks on her post-mortem body. So we do not see a sheet at all appear right now. So I cannot see at all this being a human, in my honest opinion, being dragged out of that house.
Yeah. I mean, you can clearly see his shadow coming from the garage and just walks by. And this is all I can say to this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think he's walking backwards. I think that just appears to be him walking backwards. But like I said, I'm no expert. We leave that for other people to decide.
Correct.
It's clearly his shadow, though. Clearly. Yeah, that was just on the side. Now we get into the juicy stuff.
This is why you were all here.
Yeah. So like I said, what we can say after talking to various law enforcement agencies and to technicians who have been reviewing our footage for free and giving their advice, the person walking out of the garage, and we can say that for certain, is in fact a female. We have footage enhanced that Don did where you can clearly, and when I say clearly, I mean clearly, see a female walking out of the garage. You can also clearly see that when this female comes out of the garage, she goes to the truck and somebody is already in the truck turning his phone on and off. She then proceeds to the driver's side, waits till Betty, and to me it's Betty, leaves her property and then disappears. That's when he starts idling and backing up his truck onto his driveway. I can tell you so much. The female has no handbag, and the female also has no sunglasses on her head.
And I would like to thank KH for her wonderful contribution yet again. Great
KH,
work, usual.
oh my God, let me just tell you this, KH. About an hour or 1.5 hours ago, when I checked my emails, I saw that your email went into my spam folder. I'm so sorry, but I will, after this live stream, KH, I will reply to you immediately. I'm so sorry. This never or rarely happens that something lands in my spam folder, but unfortunately it did, and I do apologize. I'm so sorry, but I will reply to you. Okay. So, unfortunately, we can only show you the authentication clip, as we are advised not to share this key information with the public yet. Okay? Once everybody we have submitted the evidence, including 3 lawyers, if they say, okay, show it to the public to put a little bit pressure on this stuff, then we can. Until then, unfortunately, we cannot, because this will absolutely blow your head off. You clearly see a female walking out. You see her face. You see her hair. She's actually shaking her head so her hair goes back into her neck, kind of like, I don't know what is this called when you do that weird move when you get the hair out of your face, kind of thing.
And she definitely has a ponytail.
It has been confirmed by a law enforcement source, a higher up law enforcement source, after enhanced footage was reviewed, that the person walking out of the garage is indeed a female. And I'd like Don to explain how he came to that conclusion that it is a female. Please, Don.
Yes, thank you. I would like to talk about the enhancement process of the video first. As you know, a movie is made of frames. A frame is a still image. Each image has a number of pixels horizontally and vertically. In Nate's footage case, his CCTV camera is recording in high definition 720p, which is a fancy way of saying that each frame has 1280 pixels horizontally and 720 pixels vertically. Sadly, the area of interest in the footage is very small. We are talking about the top left side that has a size of roughly 180 by 180 pixels. Now, in order to see better what is happening in that small area, we have to add information, so to speak. The process is called enhancement. Now, a side note, my background is in engineering and mathematics research and development. So what I did was to create a software that knows how to repair footage of low resolution and scale it up using an algorithm based on artificial intelligence. Basically, I was teaching the computer to be better and better at reconstructing the footage by feeding it hundreds of thousands of examples. Slowly but surely, the software became more and more intelligent. I would like to know you that the process of enhancement takes a lot of effort, both in terms of programming and processing power. But in the end, what it counts is that we can say that we obtained results that can be considered evidence in a court of law.
Yeah, and this is what counts.
Yeah.
So if somebody comes up with, like we all did with our little phones and enhancing and trying to find stuff out, this would probably not be admissible in court.
Oh.
Is that right?
Exactly, for sure. Now, there are only a few software programs that are considered as a reference for law enforcement and can be used for presentations in a court of law and for the jury.
Right. Okay, so how did he come to the conclusion that this is a female for sure?
Other than the hair, it is also the way she walks. men and female are having a different way of walking. In general, men are walking more athletic or faster, big steps. And the woman in this footage is walking in short steps, and the way that the knee is flexing clearly indicates a female. Male have another way of flexing the knee, more towards the outside, let's say.
Yeah.
So what's happening is when I was actually observing just yesterday, well, Friday when I was at work, how I actually walk. And I actually looked at myself in a reflection. And my leg is actually fairly straight as I go from step to step. Whereas the steps that we see, it's actually, there's a flexing of the knee. Where that's an obviously pinpoint. That's what their law enforcement is emphasizing on. That is definitely a female's walk and not a male's walk.
Yes. And you guys are gonna laugh when I tell you this. Steve and I had compared our walks when Don told me that the friend he has within law enforcement, without knowing the case or having any details of the case, because I was asking Don, oh, did he look at the hair and stuff? And Don said to me, no, he was only looking at the knees, right?
Yes.
So I was walking and Steve was walking next to me, and my daughter was like, okay, you're walking different and he's walking different and your knees are weird. And I'm like, really? Because if you don't see yourself walking, it's really true. A female knees slightly, but they go more like to the outside. The knee flex is just different, and you can walk and however you want. It's always there. You cannot turn that off how you walk, right? So yeah, even if you tried, it's always different.
The biggest difference can be seen when people are running. It is even more different the way a female is running compared to a man.
Yeah. So what I have for you guys is a screenshot. That's the female we're talking about. This is from Don's algorithm footage he did for us. And you guys, I'm so sorry. I really, really want to show you the footage, but we were advised not to at this stage. So this is our female as she walks. And I'm going to show you the original footage again. And then you will see that a person, we don't even know if it's Chris Watts in the truck, right? So we basically not saying any names because we cannot prove that's him. I'm going to show you the footage again where you can see him turning off some sort of light, or a person turning on some sort of light in the truck. Gotta stop sharing this one and gotta go back to my folders. You can say something, you guys.
I just want to thank everybody for being here. I also want to thank the last couple of super chats that have appeared. One of them was from Pretty Smart yet again.
Oh, thank you so much, you guys.
I missed a couple that did
when
appear.
I'm doing that presentation, I cannot see chat, and I ordered a cable for my monitor on Monday, and it still has not arrived. so I wasn't able to put the monitor on my laptop. So please forgive me. But I thank everyone who gave super chats, and just I want to say thank you for everyone who's being here and believing in us.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely. And I really want to thank Don. Don isn't the easiest person to actually understand. This is actually me giving some feedback to chat, even when we're on the phone together. It's his English is actually very, very good, but we just struggle sometimes to actually. Sometimes Don has to repeat for us, and we're very sorry. He's doing the absolute best he can, and to have Don here with us, we're actually very, very lucky, everyone. We truly are very lucky to have him here to explain the red pixely thingy, algorithmy thingy, how I call it. He's very good at doing it. So
Yes,
thank
very.
you so much, Don. We really appreciate everything you've done for us.
You're welcome, but it is you, Dave, and Tanya, that you kept this case alive, scavenging for information and analyzing data. Without your hard work and determination, we wouldn't be here. My only interest was to help getting a resolution to this case.
Sorry, I'm getting on your nerves all the time with my questions.
No, it's called brainstorming.
Yeah.
My interest was to help getting a resolution to this case that sadly is another bad example of justice in Colorado. Remember John Bennett Ramsey case for those interested in true crime.
Mm-hmm.
And we have submitted the information outside Colorado because something is not right in there.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
And what I also want to say real quick, you guys, is we did start off with CBI Colorado, but they basically, Dave, if you want to say something about that.
Okay, cardigan lady. All right. Her in the sexy cardigan. Contacted her via phone, didn't answer. I contacted her, left a voicemail. All she then texted me back, please send info to this email. So I emailed her, letting her know what we have is huge, etc., etc. No response, no response. I emailed her again and again, no response. So it's quite obvious. And we also spoke with another agent who works there, and we have found out since that Tammy Lee is Cardigan Lady is this person's boss now. Hear that, everybody? Cardigan Lady's now the boss. So whatever we sent to anyone else ended up with the boss. So it's quite obvious to us that CBI does not want a resolution to this case, then they do not want new evidence, because what we are supplying and have supplied is new evidence.
And also to add to that, everybody else we have submitted our evidence, not only the footage, but also geotab, phone data, the router, everything. They are all interested. They are all giving us advice, and they are all pushing this further now. So Cardigan Lady and her team, I must say, you had your chance. You wouldn't get back to us. So higher up people will take care of this now.
And we've gone around you.
Yes,
and over you.
I also
Way over
must
you.
say, we have submitted our evidence to the U.S. Attorney General as well.
The U.S. Attorney General, everybody, is pretty much the boss.
Yeah. So we are still waiting. Obviously, they are very busy. But meanwhile, we have basically submitted to different sources, to different law enforcement agencies outside of Colorado,
including internal affairs.
Including internal affairs. And we are now, some of them came back to us, like I said, with saying, do not publicize that part of the footage because you clearly see a person that can be named, but not at this stage. Okay. So yeah, this is basically the story behind this. So what I'm going to do now is show you the footage again. I hope you guys can you see my screen?
Yes.
Is it in full? Like blown up
Yes.
all the way?
Yes.
Okay. But I
Now,
think
if everyone in their homes, okay, well, who are watching this, has lights on, I advise you to turn them off because it will be very difficult to see movement in the truck, which is something that we can actually see with this enhanced footage. It's gonna blow your minds. Sorry.
give me 1 second, you guys. I need a glass of water.
Absolutely. So, yeah, as I was saying, and I will reflect, I will actually comment back here. Somebody said, yes, I saw somewhere the cardigan lady was compared to the Hamburglar, and now I cannot unsee it. That is correct. I am the one that called cardigan lady the Hamburglar, and it seems to have made its way around YouTube. So, ex-Tina Warrior Princess, you are 100% correct. I cannot unsee the Hamburglar either. So, and I can't even find any of those cardigans in like a St. Vinny de Paul shop or an op shop. No one has them. They're too ugly for the actual the poor people's shops.
I'm back. All right, let's watch this and keep your eyes on here. Oh, maybe I can just blow hold on a sec. Maybe I can just blow this up on keep note. You can actually see that better because I can zoom. I'm gonna get rid of that. Gonna make it a little bit bigger. Oh yeah, that's way better. I'm gonna do it like that. Hold on. Okay. Watch the pixels in the truck, in the windshield. She's walking out. She's now blocking the left side of the truck. Betty is leaving. And she goes.
She actually walked behind the back of the truck.
Yes.
You see her move.
Gonna do that again. There. I'm gonna pause the video once the light. No, I missed it. Hold on a sec. You can actually see that before the red dots appear. Here. You see that, guys? Right here?
Where's your mouse?
Here. Do you see my mouse?
Nope.
Okay, hold on. I gotta go back. Right here. Do you see my mouse now?
Yes.
Right here. That's some sort of light. I assume that's a phone or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But you clearly see it. I'll move it like this. I think that's
if you
better.
stay zoomed in and press play, that would be awesome on that screen.
Zoomed like that?
Yep.
Okay. Light turns on. See that, guys?
Right there.
Mm-hmm. So somebody was already in the truck. Now she comes out.
Here she goes, walking around the front of the truck. And now she's at the door, waiting for Betty's car to leave.
And there he goes.
Yep. And she hasn't moved. She's still in the same area.
So I think there need to be some explanations made by law enforcement. I think there needs to be an explanation why certain people pinged in Frederick that morning. There needs to be an explanation why certain people did not clock in the morning, but did clock out. Sorry, Don?
Or not having an alibi.
And not having an alibi for that day at all.
Mm-hmm.
Or I want Sunday's alibi questioned, looked into, and assessed, because Daddy is the one that created an alibi for the person that I've played many interviews of. So we're not saying that's this person here right now, but we're just talking about having the alibi absolutely covered. I don't think it was ever investigated properly.
Yeah, that's what I would say. I mean, covered, maybe not, but they just did not ask.
The 6:16 a.m. ping. That's the big one. That's the absolute big one. Why her phone pinged, and it was never, ever, ever asked officially. Everybody, that ping was never asked for officially that we know of. Why her phone pinged.
Yes, Maria, you can. Hold on. Maria wants to see that again.
Okay. Oh, K8, she's done it again.
Oh my God, K8.
You've blown the case wide open. She must be peeing her pants right about now. I would hope so.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I would. But I hope you guys understand that, like Mr. Rourke said, this is not a witch hunt. That's why we're not naming anyone. But you guys can trust us that it is a female, 1,000%.
And we are going only where the evidence leads us.
Exactly.
Correct. 100% correct, Don.
How do I rewind that now? What's that? Oh, no, that's not it. Okay. You can see that. That's for Maria.
And zoom in a bit closer. Yeah, up there. That's it.
Here, see? Light appears.
The light appeared after the car was already unlocked.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, Don made a complete timeline of every second. Like he knows exactly what happens at what time because he pulled the raw footage. All the overlays are gone. And also, what was like, I almost fell off my chair when I read, you can see Chris Watts in the footage we have twice pouring out gas out of his gas can he was
Into
carrying.
the tray of his truck.
And you can clearly see him doing that. So you guys, when this is all over, we're gonna share everything with you. Everything we have.
Yep. Barbara Warren, you are 100% correct. Chris Watts had help.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not saying, I don't think he's innocent at all.
No.
But
Definitely not.
yeah. Susan, unfortunately not. Sorry. She went straight on. You see her headlights turning because she gets out of her garage, which is facing to the left. That's why you see her headlights turning left, but she actually goes straight on. Yeah, I wish I could show you guys, honestly. I'm sorry. But yeah, this is basically, I mean, we're tired of this case and something has to happen. And if Colorado is not listening, then we have to bring it to somebody else. It's as simple as that.
And that's
right?
what we've done.
And that's what we've done. And now it's basically a waiting game. But we made sure that, you know, Don is working in that sector and he is often in courts and stuff like that. So he knows exactly what he is doing. And he only gives us stuff what, you know, he's not editing or adding anything. He just gives us the raw footage, starting off with, first of all, I gotta see if that's been tampered with, you know? So he did that algorithm, dust stuff, and then we went on from there.
I would like to mention something. When you saw different interrogations at the police station, there is always a folder with evidence on the table. The evidence in that folder is usually given by people like me. Sometimes we are allowed to enter in the same room with the suspect. But in Chris Watt's case, there was no evidence on the table. They only begged him for information, or they suggested him what to ask. That is the lowest way of interrogation.
Yes.
Absolutely, Don. And I just want to point out a point that I've actually made before in the past in my dealings with Ronnie. Ronnie made it perfectly clear to me of an occurrence that actually happened with him on the day of Chris's sentencing when he spoke with the assistant district attorney. The assistant district attorney, who now I believe is a complete crook, Mr. Wren himself, Don said, sorry, not Don, Ronnie told me, Ronnie asked him, what evidence did you have on Chris? This is the day of sentencing, everybody. The answer was, we have a theory.
Yeah, right.
That
it's the same with,
was
you know,
the answer.
Nobody of them, no forensic technician ever examined that footage Because if they had, they would have seen everything we have seen. But the thing is, he already took that plea agreement, right?
Yep.
Why was gas poured out to cause fire fuel? I don't know why he did that. Maybe he, by accident or something. But you can clearly see him doing that, and we have the original timestamp as well. Like the second he does that.
There is another possibility about can be used to mask the smell of something.
Yeah, that's also a possibility, right?
I mean, not that in actuality it matters. It helps to hide, let's say, cadaver smell. But that was his idea to hide smell. Bleach is much better, but not gasoline.
Yeah. Was there more than 2 people? We have proof of one other person.
That is correct. We have proof of one other.
Yeah. What the actual technicians, the real people, see in that footage, it's up to them. That's nothing we can say. They might come up with something else we have not seen, or but we only have proof of one person being there, at least in the very beginning.
Absolutely. That's a definite fact. And this, I would like to mention to people, this is not a theory that there's a second person at the house. This is an absolute fact.
Yes.
This is a fact. We have shown you.
So much, Betty. Thank you so much.
This is a fact.
Lynn, as far as I know, Danielle left on Sunday. Is that right, Dave?
Well, another creator entered my chat one day and said that Danielle went home with her brother. Her brother made a post that she went home to Montana on Sunday. But I don't believe it.
Yeah, that's another thing. That's a question for you to answer. Crime Me a River. That's a great name.
It's a great name.
Welcome. Awesome.
Well, a question was posed to Chris very, very recently that I'm aware that I know. And it actually it was almost like a trick question how it was put to him. And we have shown this to various law enforcement officers. And we do know that a question was actually posed to Chris recently that there's evidence of somebody else coming out of the garage. And Chris said, no, I was the only one that came out of the garage. So either he remembers.
He claims memory loss.
He claims memory loss, everybody. So is Chris, is he protecting somebody? More than likely.
Yeah, it's little snippets that he all of a sudden remembers. And this is weird.
He all of a sudden remembers. He's the only one to walk out of the garage, but doesn't remember what happened 10 minutes ago inside the house. So something isn't right.
That is why you never interrogate the suspect empty-handed. If we present him evidence, he will start to
just 1 second, Don. Don is going to explain to you guys how an interrogation usually proceeds with a suspect.
I'll be right
because
back.
he is taking part of many interrogations in his life. So yeah, you go ahead. Sorry, Don.
First of all, I would like to mention that I'm not working in the United States. I can work only in Europe. And I'm in the process to do the same thing for Canada. But leaving that aside, there are certain techniques that I wanted to talk about on my channel too. And I am always critiqued for the fact that I don't understand how Miss Cardigan and her colleague tried to lure Watts into admitting something. Yes, there are certain rules, but you have to have a backup of evidence, and you have to know how to speak with the suspect. And I don't know if you are aware that the police can lie when they interrogate a suspect. I mean, it's like a game of chess when you are interrogating a suspect. But ultimately, the biggest evidence is that folder that contains forensic evidence. Sadly, we know that there was no investigation. It's like somebody said, we don't have to get there because it is very hard for us to gather evidence after everybody contaminated the house. There were so many police officers, Nicole Atkinson, her kids, Chris, then also the lawyers of the defense, that I have something to say about them too. I mean, they were a disgrace. That is not what a defense lawyer should act. To me, it seems like they disinformed Chris, saying that he will die. And
Yes.
they repeated the same and same over and over again. As you know, Chris is quite gullible and he can be pushed around by many people. It was the first time when he had to deal with the law enforcement, and he was very
Thank you.
scared, I assume. One other thing is that the months that he stayed in prison in Colorado was another method of putting pressure on him, with all the inmates screaming various advice about how to suicide and so on. Should I answer to the question?
Yes, please.
When I spoke with Tanya and Dave, we said this. We did our best to gather evidence and to submit it to the most, let's say, important and efficient authorities. There are two possible solutions. One would be to take into account our evidence and launch a new investigation. The other one would be that, I don't know, maybe local police should, or local authorities should continue to do something. But usually that leads to a very long investigation, like I mentioned about with John Bennett Ramsey. Either way, we did everything we could. We can't transform ourselves in investigators. I would like very much to interrogate Chris, but that is not possible. But in the end, we have to go on. There are other cases too, maybe more interesting, and maybe with a suspect or an inmate that will want to talk. It is a great disappointment for me that he's not talking, and I don't believe he has memory gaps.
I don't believe that either.
Normally, we'll have to have an official answer, and we will inform you about that. I decided to submit the data to the evidence to three major authorities. One that is investigating the law enforcement employees, that is the Internal Affairs. One is the biggest authority in justice, that is the US General Attorney. And the other one is also from the law enforcement, but outside Colorado. It is about FBI.
Yeah. I mean, as Don said, this is all we can do. There's nothing more we can do on our side. We have been working on this, like me previously with the geotab, with the iPhone data, with the router logs, and now the enhanced footage and all that stuff. But this is all we can do, unless I go through the discovery for the 562nd time and find some more. But this is basically the end of it. So all we can do now is wait for feedback. I'm still gonna continue to talk about this case and to talk about this case with you guys and do live streams. But while we're waiting, I also want to do other cases. And I want to start with
Casey.
what?
Casey.
I recently downloaded the whole Casey Anthony trial. I want to go through that with you guys. But
All 36 days.
First, what I want to do is, because Dawn actually put my nose into this, I want to go through the whole case of John Benet Ramsey with you guys next week, Saturday. I found a documentary which I consider to be the most accurate. And it also, a guest in that documentary is Dr. Spitz. Dr. Spitz was also present during the Casey Anthony trial. He worked for the defense, and I absolutely adore him, and I adore his opinion. And I just want to go through that documentary with you guys, because I know some people in the United States cannot view that on YouTube, only in Europe. And I really want to show this to you. It's amazing what they did, how they re-examined, they rebuilt the crime scene. And it's really, really interesting. And I really want to show this to you guys. If you're interested, I would say, if nothing else comes up in the Watts case by next week, Saturday, I'll be doing this either on Friday or on Saturday.
I'm letting everyone know I'm not stopping on the Watts case on my channel.
No, okay? I'm not stopping either.
No, but I'm not actually stopping. I will be continuing to discuss the Watts case. Yes, and every now and again, I'll discuss something else, but I am actually going to just keep going. So those of you that that think that we're walking away from the Watts case, think again. We are not walking away from this case until justice is served.
Yes. So I'm me too. I'm still gonna talk about this case, and I also let you know if I've come across something different or something new or something I found in the discovery, and ask you guys what you think about this. So there's definitely live streams going on about this as well. But I'm just saying, for the time being, waiting for answers. We'll be doing different cases. And then after that, I'll be going into the Casey Anthony with you. And we can share that, Dave, because you said you wanted to do that too. So
Somebody once told me to actually follow. Have you ever seen the Casey Anthony case? And still to this day, I haven't. But from what I've heard, it looks like I have to actually start learning about the second most hated woman in the United States. So it will be very interesting if I could actually not like someone else apart from Justine Kay. I would actually really enjoy that.
yeah. And then also my second part of the documentary will be coming up in October. So yeah, there's a lot to look forward to. Yeah. Question, TJ and Dave, is there anything we can do to help to put pressure on law enforcement to take this new evidence seriously? If you can think of something, what would help? It's always appreciated. Like everybody's help is always appreciated. I think we have submitted it to the biggest law enforcement agencies we know of, but if you guys have any other suggestions, please go ahead, send me an email or send Dave an email. We're gonna try everything. And if I don't answer you right away, unfortunately, your message is in my spam folder, like it happened with KH the other day. Yeah, just send it twice to me and to Dave. That might be the safest way, so everybody gets it.
Absolutely.
Can I add something?
Yes.
Yes, of course.
I presume that the question is coming from the United States. You have the right to demand your representatives from the legislator, ask questions, demand answers. You have a local authority, you have some kind of, like I said, representative. I don't know exactly where are you from, but if I would know your state, maybe I could tell you where to you address your questions to. Because people forget that we don't have only duties, we have also rights. The right to ask when we are not getting the right answers. You see that we are fighting with this case for such a long time. You can do the same and put pressure by asking questions, sending emails, talking to the local media, and so on. There are many possibilities, but you may put a petition which could be signed by as much people as possible. That is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I mean, just get them on their nerves, really.
A perfect example of corruption, okay, everybody, in small counties is Manitowoc County in Wisconsin. The case of Brendan Dassey and Stephen Avery. That's a case that's very close to me and my heart because a 16-year-old boy went to prison for a minimum of 40 years for a crime he did not commit, in my opinion. And Stephen Avery is not a nice person, but I believe he didn't commit the crime. So, but what happens is corruption breeds corruption.
I do. I think he did.
I know you believe he's guilty. Okay, so, but I don't. So, but there's nothing I can do to help Kathleen Zellner because the woman is a genius. Okay, and the work she does is incredible. there's nothing I can do. All I could do is talk about a case that only she actually truly understands. So there's nothing I can really do or talk about with the Stephen Avery and Brendan Dassey cases that can actually help. I can truly help in the Chris Watts case. I truly can, as can TJ and as can Don, because we have so much evidence that we actually have presented and can present and give, because they were so giving in all of their body cam footage and in all of their footage that they actually gave us for this case. We're actually very fortunate that they actually gave us too much footage.
By saying fortunate, like I said in my previous live stream, you guys can request everything of a case closed case.
Correct.
They just released everything, without people asking for it. But actually, you have the right to request the discovery and footage on any closed case. So this is nothing unusual what happened here.
Correct. But there are things that I would, I'll tell you, I'm going to actually ask, I'm actually going to put in another request, because I managed to get all of the files, the whole file, the case file again sent to me the other day. But I'm actually going to ask specifically for a couple of things that have never been released to the public through what they call a CORA request, which is slightly different to a FOIA request, which is the common request that we actually do for to get the discovery.
Just a second, still that's already been submitted by Catherine. Okay,
yes.
Sorry.
Yeah, so yes, Janice, we can, whatever it was. So the point I'm trying to make is there's one particular thing that the world, I believe, would like the results of. And because it's a closed case, they should be able to release them. And I'm going to put it in a request to see if they will. I highly doubt they will, but I am going to put in that actual official request for the polygraph results, because they should be made public. Tammy Lee said Chris's score was -18. I think she's full of crap, to be perfectly honest. I think he actually passed, because they were asking him questions only about the children. Only about the children. And in my honest opinion, the way this case has panned out, Chris didn't hurt his kids. So I believe he actually passed the polygraph.
I'm not sure if he passed the polygraph, but yeah, I agree with you. The kids,
it should be released. It's not admissible in court. The results should be released to the public.
Yeah. I mean, why is that stuff not in the discovery? Right? But unnecessary stuff is in the discovery. So yeah. What we can say for sure is that there was no investigation due to him taking that plea agreement so early on. Like I just showed you guys, the footage they got at the end of October. So there's that. Nobody ever looked at at Nate's surveillance footage, apart from Dave Baumhofer and maybe some other agents. But a real forensic technician, I doubt that they ever looked into this. Also, when he made that confession in Wisconsin, I think that played into DA Rourke's hands, that he could place the children alive on scene when he left the house in the morning. But here again, I don't think that anybody ever reviewed that footage to say for sure that shadow is indeed a child. I don't think that ever happened.
Correct. I don't think it ever happened either. And something that was just placed in chat just before, just quickly. we've actually got first-hand knowledge of somebody who was actually at the courtroom that day. NK was in the hallway, and she was definitely in that courtroom on day of sentencing. That is a fact. People that say it isn't are liars and are trying to protect people. Okay, it is a fact, people. NK was at the courtroom in the hallway as Chris walked out. That is a fact.
Yep. Yeah. So why was she there? Yeah. That's what I want to know.
She gave him a smirk like, gotcha.
I don't know. Maybe they needed her there to, I don't know. Maybe she wanted to be there. I don't know. Why go in there anyway? I mean, you're in the public. I mean, she wasn't in the audience kind of thing. She was like away from public in the hallway, but still, why would she be there? You know,
Absolutely.
Like why would she even be there?
Well, the thing is, she was, I believe she was offered immunity for her testimony that never made it to trial. Okay, so Chris may well have been threatened that we have actually given her immunity. So take the plea deal. That's it. Okay, she's throwing you under the bus. So you better take the deal or else. And the thing is, it never went to trial. So that immunity deal is null and void, in my opinion.
I mean, immunity, it's just my personal opinion. I don't think she got immunity. But certainly what could be the case is that they said, okay, we're not going to charge you because you gave us the bombshell information, whatever that was. This is what I could see happening. But total immunity, I don't know.
And if you give it immunity, you have to tell the truth. And nothing that ever came out of her mouth has appeared to be the truth, ever. Yeah. So I don't understand, like how they could actually even offer it to her, because she proved time and time again through all of her interviews, and I'm fortunate we're actually going to hear one more very clear very soon. Although it doesn't give out much information, we're actually going to hear it a lot clearer. She actually lies constantly, because her lies have been proven by all of us that she does is lie. And obstructing justice. What were the charges she should have been charged with, Don? Obstructing justice and something else?
Destruction of evidence.
Destruction of evidence. Destruction of evidence by deleting all of those messages.
Yeah, and destroying her. I still don't know how somebody can destroy a SIM card. Joan, no. It's not said that they cannot charge her ever. If there's new evidence, they can. Because if she got immunity, it's void, since there was no trial.
Correct.
But when CW went public, even after advised not to, that NK had to know about the pregnancy and married, or he would not have risked her finding out that way. Of course she knew. Of course she knew. She knew everything. I don't believe a single word she is saying.
Private eye. You should put up private eye's comment.
I just catch that. Yeah.
Oh.
I agree with you.
A bombshell was the gravesite. Funny it was found only when it was raked over and ready to be found. The person who covered the grave told them where it was and blamed Chris. Well, my opinion, it's an opinion only, and I'm not, oh my goodness gracious.
Thank you. The third root. Oh my God. I thought that was a 20.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I don't even know what to say, man. I really don't. Guys, you really don't have to do this.
My goodness gracious me. That's just amazing. God. That's amazing. Thank you so much, the third root.
Oh my God.
DJ deserves it, everyone. The work she puts
So
in.
much. And you know who will be really happy for that money? As you know, guys, I donate all the super chats after Germany has taken off my taxes. So there is a group of people. Hold on, I'm gonna check. I just know his name. I always forget what their channel is called, and I'll be donating that month's super chats to these guys. They do amazing jobs. They actually gonna go out diving for missing persons, searching for missing persons, and I wanna just support them a little bit with money for their technical equipment.
Is that wonderful people
Yes.
adventure? What are they called? Adventures with somebody in chat will know what they're
Adventures with Purpose.
Adventures with Purpose. They are unbelievable.
They
These
are
people, what they do,
absolutely amazing.
unbelievable.
And it's just incredible what they are doing. They working together, and they also they work together with I put up the channel link, and they are gonna be over the moon if I put the donation in this month at the end of the month. So please follow Adventures with Purpose.
Yes.
They also, you can see in some of their videos, law enforcement does not like at all when these people show up to help. They don't like it at all. Like they had one case where a young boy, I think he was 16 years old, and they were looking for, I believe it was like 3 years for his body, and he went missing with his car. And his parents always said he went into the river, and nobody ever wanted to believe them. And it was so out of his character to just disappear. And the family called these guys, and they showed up with all their equipment, and they got this boy within half an hour. They went into their diving suits and went down that river together. It's him and his team and 2 divers, I think. They went down, they got the license plate off the truck and presented it to the parents. And then law enforcement showed up, right? And they were like, oh, you got to leave here. You cannot do this. And, he was like, huh? I'm just trying to help. You guys did nothing for the past 2 or 3 years. And we found the boy like within half an hour. So, they basically told them to leave the scene. But this is what they do. And really check them, check out I put the link up again, check out their channel, and this is where the money will be going.
Yeah, so, and they also went and looked in that lake not far up the road from Susan Morphew's house.
Mm-hmm. They were looking for her as well. Yeah,
they certainly were. And just quickly, I just want to quickly get back to what I was saying before that wonderful super chat arrived, that the evidence leads to, in my opinion only, that nobody was buried until Tuesday evening after the rain. That's just my opinion. Tanya and I differ on that. But what actually happened is...
Not so much.
Yeah, but anyway, I believe that it was definitely Tuesday evening. And then all the bombshell information arrived Wednesday, everybody. So, and Chris, when he was looking at that photograph, was, I think, in total disbelief on Wednesday evening when he was actually looking at the photograph of when Shanann's grave. He could see it clearly. When was this taken? Oh, today. I think he was in a state of shock to see that clearing of the actual gravesite area. And I honestly believe that Shanann's body was disposed of late Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Hence why the sheet and pillowcases miraculously arrived at the Watts house at 6:20 a.m. Wednesday morning when the police turned up. So somebody needs to answer that question about the sheet and the two pillowcases. Why did the cadaver dogs not find those sheets in the house previously?
Right.
Because Chris did not stay there on Tuesday night at all. He stayed at the Thayers after being interrogated by the police.
Joan is saying Delphi would be great to look into. Yes. If I can refer you to AD, Armchair Detective, he did a couple of videos on the Delphi case. I think it was 2 years ago or something, and really good. So go check him out. I do only know what's on the media, and I have not looked into this case that deeply because it just breaks my heart for these girls. It's just, you know, when they captured him on camera and stuff like that, it's horrible, absolutely horrible. And I don't know if my nerves can do that. But yeah, check out AD's channel. He did some videos on the Delphi murders. I personally think if there was no subpoena issued, it looks suspect for NK to delete her phone info, and yet wasn't illegal, and she didn't come forward until the 15th. Of course, only if not involved. Well, she told him before on that call they had on Tuesday, delete everything. So I'm guessing she deleted on Tuesday when she had no reason whatsoever to delete anything because, you know, they weren't found. Or
correct.
Yeah, I believe too that the bombshell information had something to do with the location, simply because law enforcement was on site even before the search warrant was granted by Mr. Servi. They flew over with their drone before they even got his GPS permission and his GPS. His GPS stuff came, I believe, either in the evening or the next day. I would have to look. But they did.
It was Thursday afternoon, I thought.
Yeah, all they had was the word of Troy and Melissa and Chad and who not telling them he was at Serbi 319. But they did not know, was he maybe on some other site before he went to 319? They did not know this, but they focused on 319, and I wonder why.
Yep. And all of the evidence being taken out of the house in plastic bags that contain sweat. I think it should have all gone out in paper bags. Just what they did at this house is just,
yeah. I was talking to a forensic technician and asking him what kinds of, there's different evidence you package differently, and he says, if you think something contains DNA, you don't put it in plastic.
Well, they wrapped up all of the sheets. We all got to see it on video. They wrapped up the sheets and put them in black plastic bags.
Yeah,
well, they're going to have DNA all over them, those sheets.
You can do that, actually, put it in plastic like totes, but they have like, it's some sort of special paper. You put that in or wrap something around, wrap it in and then put it in a plastic tote. That's fine.
I can confirm that.
What are you saying, Don?
I'm confirming that.
Yeah. Yeah. Plastic allows fungi to grow, exactly, destroying DNA. I don't know, you guys, what do you think? If they reopen that case, I mean, if we're going to be successful, I really doubt that they have all the evidence still, if it's not being destroyed by now.
Well, they've never given back the most important piece of evidence. They've never given back Chris's phone. That is the key to this case, is his phone.
Mm-hmm.
And they've never returned it to the Watts family. So, and I don't believe they destroyed it.
No, they did not destroy it. They got to keep it forever.
Yeah.
But they might take a look now after we submitted it all.
I would think so.
Absolutely didn't do enough, and what they did was mostly wrong. Who trained these idiots? Yeah. I mean, you know what? I'm not a law enforcement official or something, but if I was, and people, no matter what case, people submitting evidence, I look at everything. I mean, I do understand that this case is closed, right? And they probably getting like 100,000 emails a day. But you can pick like what you believe, you have the training, you can make the difference between total bullshit or, oh, this could be something, right? So, and they not even doing that. We're totally being ignored by Colorado, which I find a shame. To be honest, I would have loved to submit evidence and further evidence. We did not submit everything. But if I don't get a call back, they're not, to me, it doesn't seem serious enough for them. So why would I submit evidence to them? If that makes sense.
Mischievous Imp. Our favorite emailing genius. Mischievous Imp.
You have to be on the side to see how bad the rot and corruption is. Yep.
Oh, I would believe so. It all starts at the top, everybody. So in Weld County, corruption starts at the DA's office and filters its way down.
You have also to understand that for many law enforcement agents, that is only a job. We are doing it with passion, but for them, it's only a source of income.
Yeah.
You are right, and they don't go out there and seek justice. They go there to get paid.
Yeah.
I don't think it is about who trained them. It is about everyone's own character.
Right.
Simon, great question. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's new evidence.
Yep.
It's new evidence.
I mean, with this new evidence, it's up to law enforcement to prove certain things. We cannot prove.
Correct.
Who actually killed who. This is stuff law enforcement has to look into. What we can only what we can prove is the data, the footage now, and all these sorts of things. But we weren't there, and law enforcement obviously has different techniques and is going to interrogate people. We don't have that power. I wish we had, but they gotta do something now. The time has come to do something.
Absolutely.
Will there be a 35C? We don't know.
We don't know.
What I can tell you is this has basically nothing to do with Chris Watts at this stage, right? The evidence of the footage has nothing to do with him for now. So if they can prove that he actually did not act alone, and if they can prove while investigating, or maybe somebody comes up with another confession, we don't know that, all of his charges will be on the line. So for him to take a 35C to fight the lesser charges, if there were others involved, makes absolutely no sense. Because it would be automatically reinvestigated, all of it. And then everything comes to light if it comes to trial.
The big question is, why did all of a sudden one of the strange things that NK actually says in one of her interviews is she's got no reason to actually come out with this and actually tell a lie about it. So, which I believe is probably one of the very few truths she actually says. When she actually says, well, he's not, Shanann's kid was someone else's. She says that in an interview talking about Chris. Now, if it's proven that Nico was not Chris Watts's child, and there's a possibility that Shanann may well have had issues with that child's health-wise, just from looking at the baby's size compared to the actual how many weeks she was pregnant. That could also be new evidence that should the baby have been deceased before, Shanann actually passed away. So getting the genetic testing lab results would actually be very important, I believe, for any defense team looking into the Chris Watts case if they were looking at actually going after new evidence. I believe that would actually be a very good place to start if there is a defense team that is willing to take on this case pro bono.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, to take on the case pro bono, it's just adding to the pressure.
Yep.
Thank you, Matt. I didn't see that you already put the link to Don's channel up. I'm sorry.
Good, Maddie.
I don't believe that it wasn't CW's child. I believe he just told NK that. Yeah, probably. But you also got to keep in mind, why would the ultrasound clinic call in with important information? This is just something I cannot get out of my head.
And the other thing I can't get out of my head is why the paternal grandparents have not been given the DNA results from D.A. Rourke. Okay?
Why
Maybe
the family
they have. Correct.
they have been
No.
given.
As in, the Watts family wanted the DNA results and they have never been given them. And they would only give those to the paternal grandparents. And that's what I believe the Watts family, that Nico was not Chris's, because they would have been given that information.
Well, Rourke said to the Watts family that it was Chris's.
That's all he said. He stopped at Chris's. He didn't say the full name.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, that's a good question. Where is it? Maybe Dave knows. I don't know.
They were talking. They were talking to D.A. Rourke on the phone. Okay, they wanted to know, and D.A. Rourke said the baby's Chris's, right? And that's all he said.
Yeah, so they don't have any documents, if that's what you mean, right?
Correct.
They don't have any
Correct.
written statement.
Nope, they do not. And then that would only be given to the paternal grandparents or Chris, if he officially asks for them. And he's yet to officially ask for the DNA records. And and the other Chris lived just over 100 yards away from where everybody is buried at the cemetery. That's quite interesting.
I'm not even saying anything.
Oh, Lily, have a nice day. Go away. Seriously. Oh my
I think they would
God.
need a more formal request for documentation. Yes, this is what Dave was saying. They have no formal
Correct.
documentation, like in writing, that it's true. Oh, yes, Simon Page, you read my mind.
There's well, they're missing $10,000. Absolutely. Oh, Lily. Yeah, righto. I'm
Goodbye.
pretty sure one of the mods can fix up Lily. Bye. Yeah. Beautiful. Well done. We need to find the missing 10,000. Yes. Out of Chris's 401k. Where is it?
The case is not taken with humor.
No.
We
You
were
were.
laughing
Your stupid
about
comment.
that comment. Okay? Just to
Not the
make
murder
that
case.
clear.
Yes.
It really starts to piss me off, honestly.
The closer we get to the truth, they all rock up.
Oh, thank you, Sugar Beet.
Yeah.
I love my YouTube family too.
Oh, you've just gone all funny. Your microphone. Plug it, take it out and put it back in, please.
I don't have a microphone.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. It's gone all fuzzy.
Hold on.
Take it out and put it back in, please. Oh, she's back.
No, I'm back. Better?
Oh no, still fuzzy.
I don't know what to do. I don't have a plugged-in microphone. I just use my computer microphone.
There we go. That's fine. Whatever it is right
Okay.
now.
Okay.
Okay, whatever it is. Okay.
So people are saying they hear me fine, so it's on your end.
Oh, it's good outside. Okay, well, it must have been me. Sorry. It's
You're
me.
shocking me.
I'm sorry. There you are. She's back. TJ's clear, not fuzzy. So it was me. Okay.
Yeah. It's your shitty equipment. I told you you should get Apple. And no, they're not sponsoring me. All right, you guys, to sum it all up, this is what we wanted to present. I hope you understand that there are certain things we cannot show, even if we wanted to, but we just have to take the advice of professionals to not show a certain part of the clip. Yeah, to sum it all up. Thank you guys for being here.
You're very welcome.
Thank you all for being in chat. Thank you for being all so nice. Dirty South, Aussie Journey. This is something Dave will have to answer.
I can't really go there right now compared with what we've actually come across. At this very moment in time, I fully believe Dirty South is currently exonerated, in my opinion, due to what we've actually come across. There are other people well and truly involved, and there are masterminds behind this, but that I cannot share. I'm terribly sorry. I cannot do it. I cannot share this publicly, this piece of information.
I don't know anything about this, so this is Dave's stuff.
Okay, so, and the other thing I just wanted to quickly just add, I know, the name says it all. Tell me about it. Oh, don't even get me started with them. The other thing I want to quickly add is I'm actually going to upload this directly over onto my channel as well, straight after this live stream has ended, as soon as I can download it. I have permission from TJ, of course. So this live stream will be viewable on either channels. But I believe this is one of the most crucial pieces of evidence that's ever been discovered in a live for the public's viewing, what we've actually shown you today. And if it wasn't for our wonderful friend, lead forensics, Don, we would never have been able to give this to you. It is
never.
Don's work. It is his intense passion.
Yes.
Forensic technology for law enforcement. And it is something he's brilliant at. And for him to have shared this publicly is one of the most astonishing things. Then I believe we are truly, truly fortunate that you have all got to see some unbelievable graphics during this live stream.
And we're going to continue to show you unbelievable stuff because we have something up our sleeves, what I want Don to do.
Yep. Yes, absolutely. And I can assure everybody the interview in the park is going to be something to behold when hopefully I get my hands on it later on today. I'm truly looking forward to it. And
don't put so much pressure on him. Leave him alone.
Thank you so much for everything you've given us. I can't thank you enough.
For your kind words. Thank you for your kind words and a short answer to the question on the screen.
Yes, please.
I have not enough evidence to give a definitive answer, but I'm working at a 3D reconstruction of the scene.
Hear that, everybody? A 3D reconstruction of the scene. This is out of the movies, this shit.
Where he does the shadows, the light sources, and all that stuff. I cannot wait.
It is unbelievable what's coming.
Of course, it would be easier to do reconstruction at the scene.
Yes.
With a similar truck and the same lights.
Well,
but we can do it.
Well, it depends. That depends. And I'm not actually going to tell anybody if I ever go to America, no one on YouTube will ever know I'm there until I'm there. So that's something I'm just going to let everyone know. And God knows how much trouble I get myself into because reconstructions, that's something I want to do when I get there. I could assure each and every one of you because I'm going to try. Okay. I'm going to try.
Oh, my God. Do I have to watch this or do I have to participate?
Participate.
I'm going to be the female walking out of the garage.
Thank you, Karen.
I think I have the same height. She wasn't that tall. Is she?
Well, they've officially got her at 5'2", which I can't. She said Chris was short. Chris was 5'11". How could she say Chris is short if she's 5'2"? That's what they've gone and put on this document.
What is 5'2" in centimeters?
Oh, I don't know.
We don't do foot.
Oh, short.
Okay, thanks. Can you guys get rid of that bush, please? Oh, Anna, I wish I could.
Well, Don effectively did. If you watch all of this live stream, you can all see Don pretty much removes the bush for everybody. And you can actually see, technically, you can actually see through it because of the lighting, that pixel algorithm thingy that he did.
And now after reviewing the original footage where the female walks out without these red pixelations, you can actually see the movement. What we thought is somebody standing there, or it's actually you really can see all the movement of the tree. So that really did help a lot.
Absolutely. 62 inches. Does that mean anything to you?
62 inches?
Yeah.
That is 5 foot.
157.48. That's 5.2 Really?
There you go,
Okay.
152 centimeters.
Okay, no, oh, that's really small. I mean, that would
Right,
be
and
like
apparently,
here?
yeah, that's what they say. Well, on this document that Plunder
Thank you, Mama.
showed the world today, she actually came out with a great little video on NK's record, so to speak, and which suddenly appeared after almost 3 years from the Aurora Police Department. It actually has her height listed as 5'2", has the spelling of her name wrong, and all sorts of things. Now, I believe she's taller than 5'2".
I don't know, but she would be like here with her head. Yeah.
So I'm 5'7", 169 centimeters.
Now you know. So
Okay. No, for me, I know my height. That's what's
we're
on my
the same
likeness.
height. We're the same height.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
You're small.
Yeah, Dave's going to rent an F250 and back it in the driveway to get Nate's mum's camera's footage. Bingo. And I'm going to hire. All right. But I'll tell you, TJ will be the one reversing the truck in. I'll actually be over on the gravel driveway in a red Mustang, an orange Mustang, driving off the gravel driveway. That's where I'll be. All right. And we'll get a 3D view of all that happening, won't we, Don? I so want to tell TJ that that didn't come out of Betty's. It came out of the gravel driveway. I truly want to show TJ it came out of the gravel driveway.
You guys got to check out Melina's channel. She's so good.
Oh my God. How talented is she? And her voice. Her voice. She sang The Winner Takes It All for us, everybody. Oh my goodness.
Do you guys want to see the video Melina made for me or for us?
For us too. She made it just for us.
Just to sum it all up and to, just say goodbye and start into the weekend, really.
I think it would be a great way to end the live.
Melina, can you put your channel link up real quick for me, please?
She can't do it because she's not a moderator. So
she can't find her channel link.
I'm pretty certain.
I got it. No worries. I got it. Got it.
Okay, so this will be the going out. This will be the way to end the live. So I think we'll just go out with this. And this is Melina sharing with us her beautiful scenery not far from where she lives. It's about a 3-hour drive from her home, where she went to actually create this little video for us. And she's singing the song The Winner Takes It All by ABBA. And it is truly, truly beautiful. Thank you so much, Melina.
I'll be coming back in a second. So listen to this, you guys.
Okay, if you can just take that Melina's comment off, it'd be great.
Oh.
Sound.
Yeah. My God, don't be so impatient with me.
Fair income.
I don't want to talk about the things we've gone through, though it's hurting me. Now it's history. I played all my cards, and that's what you've done too. Nothing more to say. No more eggs to play. The winner takes it all. The loser standing small besides the victory. That's her destiny. I was in your arms, thinking I belonged there. I figure it makes sense. Building me a fence, building me a home, thinking I was stronger, but I was a fool. Playing by the rules. The gods may throw a dice, their minds as cold as ice. And some always lose someone dear. The winner takes it all. The loser has to fall. It's simple, it's fair. I don't wanna talk if it makes you feel sad, and I understand. You come to shake my hand. I apologize if it makes you feel bad. Seeing me so tense, no self-confidence, but judges will understand. Lies of being bad, spectators of the show, always saying no. The game is on again. A lover or a friend, a good thing or a storm, a winner takes it all. A winner takes it all. A winner takes it takes it all.
Thank you so much, Melina, for that.
Beautiful. And the actual art that she creates is amazing. She draws. Her art is absolutely truly amazing. Yeah, she's definitely a gifted artist. Truly gifted, and an absolute pleasure to have her as a member on both of our channels and doing that for us when we were going through a hard time ourselves a few weeks ago. So I think, she did that for us. It was truly, oh,
Aw, don't
cry. All right, you're absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Milena. Truly,
And also
truly amazing.
check her artwork out.
It
Like the
is
drawing she does is absolutely incredible.
incredible. Truly
Crazy.
gifted. Truly
Yeah.
gifted.
All right, you guys, I want to send you into the weekend, hopefully with a little bit of hope that we can actually solve all this, and with the hope that people are actually going to look into this case. And yeah, maybe we're all wrong. Maybe we're all right. We don't know. This is for other people to decide now. This is out of our hands. Definitely gonna do next week's, if nothing comes in between, like some news about the Watts case, definitely gonna do the John Benet Ramsey documentary. It's a 1.5 hour documentary, and we will be talking about this. So yeah, you should have time, not being in a hurry on Friday or Saturday, so we can all watch this together.
Absolutely.
Yeah, with that being said, I would like to say thank you so much, Dawn, for putting up with my moods.
You're welcome.
And yeah, I mean, but that's what a discussion is supposed to be like, right? I mean, we argue
Right.
all the time, and but at the end of the day, I always understand Don, because he's the expert when it comes to techniques and technical stuff. So thank you guys, everyone in chat. Thank you for being so kind, not using any swear words. Thank you for all the super chats. Like I said, Adventure with Purpose, they will be over the moon. And I think we can do really good. I mean, I don't need any equipment or stuff like that. I'm just doing normal YouTube videos, but these guys are actually out there diving for missing people, and they need the help, all the help they can get. So yeah, check out their channel. Obviously subscribe to Dave and also to Don's channel. Dave will be uploading this live stream right away. You won't get a privacy complaint from me.
No. Or Milena.
Or Melina.
All right.
Yeah. So
I'll
I
just
hope
hang on here after we finish.
Right. You guys just stay here for a second, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you next week. Have a great Sunday, and all stay safe, stay out of trouble, stay out of drama. The most important thing, stay out of drama.
Correct.
And yeah, just enjoy your life, and see you guys next week, either Friday or Saturday. Okay, with a new case going on. Well, new old case going on.
I just want to quickly add, Don is the one who actually created the wonderful audio, everybody, that we've all got to hear of the prison interview, okay, over when they went and interviewed Chris in Wisconsin. Don actually removed the air conditioning noise that was above Cardigan Lady, and that video has now got over 200,000 views. So, Don, that is truly astonishing, the work you did, and thank you.
Yeah, thank you
You're
for
welcome.
that.
You're welcome.
Also, thanks to all my moderators. You're doing a great job. As always, I don't even know what to say. I would be so totally lost without you guys. So thank you for always being there for me, and thank you for all your nice emails and messages and everything you have done for this channel. We're growing like fast, like really fast.
You are.
I hope it stays that way, because there's a lot to come. Okay? So you guys have a nice Sunday or rest of your weekend, and see you on Friday or Saturday. I'll let you know. Love you all. Have a good
Take
day.
Au revoir.
Take care.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Huru.
Bye.